My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. My co-anchor is Lensa Odingo, just in time for the latest in the world of current affairs, business as well as sports. Let's inform you on what is happening at this hour. We do want to start on a sad note where the death toll on road accidents along major highways continues to rise, with the latest incidents claiming 4 people. The 4 died on the spot after the driver of a lorry lost control and hit them in Bulemia area of Budalangi, Busia County. This were the scenes in Bulemia area of Budalangi, Busia County, where a driver of a lorry is said to have lost control and hit 4 people who died on the spot. Elsewhere, a 13-year-old girl died on the spot, while another woman aged 23 was injured last night after they were hit by a speeding car in Dandi village, Kisasi, Kitui County. Masimbini Sub-Chief Mulukalu, while confirming the incident, said the injured was a sister to the deceased and was taken to Kitui Level 4 Hospital. Meanwhile, a man in his 40s was killed on Tuesday in a hit-and-run accident as he attempted to cross the busy Nakuru-Eldoret highway. This comes days as the National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) stated that at least 4,139 people lost their lives due to road carnage this year alone. This is a decrease compared to the fatalities that were recorded last year. Data from the National Transport and Safety Authority also indicates that 21,684 victims were involved in road accidents between January 1st and December 20th, 2022. And on that note, let's stay safe on our roads, especially during these festive seasons. Now, I want to take you live to an ongoing event that will set to kick off this afternoon, where it is the Information, Communication and Digital Economy CS, that is Elido Wallo's Challenge Cup. It is an inter-county games, and of course our very own, that is Achola Simon, is currently on the ground to brief us on the first match that will be currently happening. We do understand Homa Bay Combined versus Migori Combined will be starting at the Raila Odinga Stadium. What more can you tell us, Achola?
Fantastic, Aziz, indeed, as you've rightly put it, we are casting our eyes on Elido Wallo Super Cup that is expected to kick off at around 3 p.m. This afternoon. And of course, we are still in a festive mood, and there's nothing that comes in handy in festive mood than sports. And indeed, ICT, Information, Communication and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Elido Wallo has actually organized an inter-county soccer tournament in this region, and it will be kicking off today officially at Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay County. And the teams that will be battling out today in the afternoon is, of course, Migori Combined versus Homa Bay Combined. And, of course, subsequently, we'll also have Kisumu and other counties also in this particular region battling it out subsequently before eventually on Saturday, the team, a combined team from this region will be battling it out with Gor Mahia FC. And, of course, there's no better person to actually put us into perspective of exactly what will be happening and the thinking behind this particular tournament than the patron himself, the ICT Cabinet Secretary Elido Wallo, who is actually here with the team that actually organized this tournament. So then he actually puts us into perspective. Waziri, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is a very important tournament, not just for the locals, but also in terms of ensuring that we tap talent in this particular region. Just tell us, what is the thinking behind this particular tournament?
Well, the main objective of this tournament is, first of all, to identify raw talent from the grassroots and nurture it. We have got a lot of talent, soccer talent at the grassroots, which goes unnoticed. So we want to utilize this talent to identify the best players in each and every county. That's the approach we are taking. In each and every county, we are identifying the best players to form a county combined team. So we have got Homa Bay combined team, we have got Migori county combined team, the same for Kisumu and the same for Siaya.
The biggest prize, of course, for the players who will be playing out will be the chance to showcase their talent against Gor Mahia FC on Saturday. But the question that most will be asking is that, have we actually invited scouts? I know you have a close relationship with scouts across most of these community teams. Have you invited scouts so that then they can actually pick out some of the best players from this tournament?
Yes, this tournament has attracted quite a lot of visibility, and we expect that scouts from the region, not just the Kenyan Premier League, but scouts from the region will be here to identify talent which can actually fit into their respective teams. As the teams play against each other, we have got a technical team consisting of former Kenyan internationals. We have got Goro Ronge here, a former international player who played for Gor Mahia. We have got Tobias Ochola, he's not here with us, but part of the team, a former Kenyan international as well. We have got Gerald Omolo Chonjo, also a former international soccer player. And we also have Jolawi Obondo here, representing Gor Mahia. This team of technical personnel will identify the best 2 players for each position. Then we'll end up with a team of 22 players that will constitute the Nyanza combined team that will play against Gor Mahia on 30th.
Is this a one-off tournament, or this is going to be an
No. This is something that we want to do in a sustainable manner. Moving forward, we want to cascade this tournament to the lowest level so that we even start having matches at the world level. That is the best way to identify talent. The best way to identify talent is to start from the bottom going up, not up going down. Yeah.
When you look at community clubs, of course, that have a greater following from this particular region, and one thing that has constantly come up is the organization in terms of ensuring, first, the membership is up to date, and then also, two, the event management around these particular soccer matches. Probably as an ICT cabinet secretary, have you reached out to some of these clubs just to ensure that indeed, first, their registration of membership is actually up to date and actually digitized, and more importantly also that there's a way we can actually ensure that indeed this becomes a money minting project rather than just being a sport?
You know, if you ask me, the community clubs can leverage, if well organized, can leverage on their membership base alone to get adequate revenue to run these clubs. But that has to be anchored on some sound governance practices. Most people shy off from putting money in football because of mismanagement in our local football. But we believe that if we can start with, first of all, digital registration of members, so that perhaps for Gor Mahia, for example, you can have a whopping 1 million members on its database. If each and every member gives you 100 shillings per year, then you have got a whopping 100 million shillings, which is enough to run the club the whole year, you see. So it's a question of getting organized, and not just for purposes of Gor Mahia. We want to reach out through the Ministry of Sports to all soccer clubs so that we have a meeting with them and we sensitize them on the need to utilize digital platforms. One, for purposes of membership. Two, for purposes of management of the gate collections. Yeah.
Ultimately, of course, there's a prize to eat in terms of those who will actually be participating in this tournament. Just playing is a good prize.
Yes.
However, at the end of the day,
yes,
what is the prize money for the winners and
yes,
the best players?
Well, the foundation will give out some money, which I would ask the technical team, the coordinating team, to talk about. Yeah, Gerald.
My name is Gerald. I'm a member of the technical committee of the Eliud Owalo Super Cup competition, and there's prize money that will be won in this 1 million shillings, which will be divided among the teams as follows. The winners will get 400,000 shillings, runners up 300,000 shillings, third placed team will get 200,000, and of course even the last team will not go home barehanded. They'll get 100,000. In addition to that, we have a trophy for the winners. We'll provide a trophy to the winners, as well as medals for the first team, the winners, the runners-up, and the third team. So those are some of the prizes that we've lined up for the teams. But not forgetting also, during, like Waziri rightly mentioned, during the tournament we'll have some selection going on, and among those will be the best player will also be awarded, as well as the best goalkeeper and also the leading scorer. Yes.
Fantastic. Talking about the best players, Aziz, if you just allow me, I'll be talking to Gor Mahia representative who will actually tell us if indeed the best players in this particular tournament will actually have a way into their team. So just move closer.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first to thank Waziri. This is the best thing for the football fraternity. The young people have a chance to show their case. Gor has also a chance to get the best from the community. And therefore, it is good for both. This is one thing that we have to praise, and we are looking forward to participate in it. All times, Gor can bear me a witness. We used to get players from different agents. We could get players from different places. But this is now an assemblance, an opportunity that Gor can now pick. We have come to most of the players, we have come to Homa Bay. We want to see who's there. We'll tomorrow go to Kisumu. We want to see who's there. So it is an opportunity for these young men to show that they can play for Gor. And when you play for Gor, now I think your football destiny should be in Europe, not even in Kenya here. So it is an opportunity that we are really looking for, and we'll participate in it.
Yeah. Okay. Just in conclusion, one of the members here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Gor Oronge. I think it's not only for Gor, but also for other teams. All the teams in Kenya are welcomed. So let's not use Gor as an example. It's only that we have a Gor representative here. Yes. Yeah, but the best of it is the epic. That is the last day, where this combined team, after picking up the best of Nyanza, will now play against Gor. And that is where now Gor will have the opportunity even to pick up, if they are there themselves. In fact, we were supposed to have an FC and Old Guard and Gorgo Old Guards to play as a Agate Reza. But because we are doing it in a quicker way, we said it might be in the next. So this Eliud Owalo Cup 1, and it is for combined teams from each and every region. So to me, it's for all. And Moroni is also coming in to pick. Kisumu All Stars is also coming in to pick. There are so many teams in Nyanza who are actually coming in to pick, and they've sent scouts.
Fantastic, a perfect platform for talented youngsters from this particular region to actually showcase their talent. But before I go, Waziri, yes. I'm told you used to play number 9. Which position are you likely to be?
No, actually, I've never been quite a soccer player. All through my life, I've been a basketball player, which I play up to today. But I've been a soccer fan all this time. Yes, so I'm a soccer fan, but a basketball player.
Fantastic. Yeah. He says he'll remain a soccer fan, but of course, I will continue playing basketball. Aziz, I'll give you time to continue the rest of the bulletin. But in the meantime, of course, we'll be heading to Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay, County South. Then you can actually start witnessing the kickoff of this year's Eliud Owalo Super Cup. Back to you, Aziz.
Thank you so much. That is our senior reporter, Chola Simon, just giving us intrigue for the Eliud Owalo Challenge Cup. You just heard from the Waziri there. He is a football fan, but he doesn't play football. He's a football fan, but he only plays basketball. Of course, a little bit of details before we continue is that the first match will be against Homa Bay Combined versus Migori Combined at the Raila Odinga Stadium. And of course, they've just announced that the kickoff will be 3 p.m. And of course, the winner of that particular tournament will receive 400,000 Kenya shillings. The second will receive 300,000 Kenya shillings, while the third will receive 200,000 Kenya shilling, and the last person will not go home empty. They will receive 100,000 Kenya shillings, and of course trophies and medals to the first, second and third best placed teams. And of course the ideology is to have a 22-man team from the Nyanza region that will face indomitable teams that are in our football league, which is the FKF, and of course they have singled out Gor Mahia. Now to other news, a foundation in Matayos, Busia County has celebrated Christmas with people with disability as a gesture of remembering the vulnerable in the society. The Jeff Okanya Foundation, while sharing assorted goods with the group, encouraged the community to be each other's keepers. Meanwhile, kids at Bethel Children Home in Lodiani, Kericho County, got a Christmas treat after the area Member of Parliament, Joseph Cherorot, and his family spent the day with them.
As the world celebrated Christmas, people with disabilities in Matayos constituency in Busia County have had the opportunity to rejoice after receiving food aid from the Jeff Okanya Foundation. The group received flour, cooking oil, salt and foodstuff.
Ninafurahia sana. Ujumbe wangu tu kwake ni ya kwamba asife moyo, mawimbi na dhoruba ni mengi. Ninajua kwamba atapitia milima mingi na mawimbi lakini asiogope.
Sijawahi ona kiongozi kama Geoffrey anayetafuta hajawahi kupata lakini anafanya tendo kama hili.
Okanya encouraged other donors to celebrate with the less fortunate in the community.
Kwa sababu tunajua ni siku ya kushare pamoja na kila mtu, ndio tuweze kupeleka furaha katika kijiji zetu, sana sana kwa watu ambao wasiojiweza.
Elsewhere, kids at Bethel Children's Home in Londiani, Kericho County, got a Christmas treat after area MP Joseph Cherorot and his family spent the day with them. Cherorot, the Kipkelion East Member of Parliament, accompanied by other well-wishers, donated foodstuff, shoes, toiletries and other essentials to the home, calling on members of the public to always support the less fortunate in the society.
I want to say that we have a na yale yote ambaye marafiki nitapata. Hatuwezi kutumia pesa ya asili kwa hivi ile nilikuwa nisema, lakini natafuta marafiki. We make sure that the people who this place in shule and you go now part of masomo.
In Embu County, orphaned children from Kiambere in Mbere South, Embu County had a reason to smile during Christmas as they shared and received goodies from Kiambere Ward community-based organization that manages sand harvesting along River Tana.
Ukiangalia maneno hao wengine wako na huko juu, hawa angalia wakiwa 100%. We supported water from Form 1 up to Form 4.
This comes as they appealed to the government to consider paying NHIF cards for all orphans, while also appealing to the residents to register with the Health Insurance Agency to enjoy the benefits of the universal health coverage as proposed by the Kenya Kwanza government. Serafina Robi for Lunchtime News.
Let's head over to the coastal region where at least 3,000 residents of Msambweni, Voi, Taita Taveta County are staring at a possible eviction from the piece of land they have been living in for years by a private developer. For more than 10 years, the residents and Sparkle Properties Limited, a company that claims ownership of the piece of land, have been in court with each party claiming ownership. The residents have been claiming that the 54-acre piece of land is their ancestral land which they have lived since 1938. On the other hand, Sparkle Properties Limited says it bought the property from Buttershoe Company to develop it. Now, Sparkle Properties Limited General Manager Francis Mwili says they won court cases several times, adding that already the residents have been served with the eviction order.
Lakini leo kusema ati hatuwezi kutoka, sheria imeamua. Sasa hivi ninavyojua mimi nishaona kuna eviction order. Hili ni jambo limetendeka kotini. Leo hii eviction order ikiwa implemented, atakayeumia nani? Sio mwanasiasa, atakayeumia ni yule mwananchi aliye mashinani.
There are politicians ambayo wameinterfere na cause problems by inciting the youth ambayo wanaleta fujo katika hiyo mkutano. Na hawa politician tumefuatilia wako na interest katika hii shamba.
Also, residents of Juja, Kiambu County are calling on the two levels of government to intervene and save them from hyena attacks that are becoming a major impediment to their day-to-day lives. In the last 2 months, 2 people have lost their lives after separate attacks from hyenas in Waithethe and Nyakaba villages. Revelers are, however, being called upon to avoid excessive drinking during this festive season to save them from being easy targets.
The residents here have been living in fear following the loss of 2 people in the past 2 months to hyena attacks. The attacks have made things unbearable and threaten normalcy for the residents, who now want speedy interventions from both the devolved and national government.
Fisi kila wakati unasikia imekula mtu. Pisi kila wakati umesikia iko kwa nini ya mabuzi na kumekula buzi. Watoto huku wakienda shule inabidi waamke mapema uwapeleke.
Kifika saa 1, saa 2, fiti ndio zinatokea, unasikia tu sikiguruma.
Lazima uzidikishe mtoto wako na pia wewe uko katika ile hatari, maana huwa tunawaona wale fisi live kutoka 6 hata 7 tutawaona tu.
Revelers are further being urged to watch how much they consume to avoid falling prey to the hyena attacks.
Kuwa katika hali ya kujichunga maisha yako. Enda mchana, chukua kitu kidogo, alafu kisha urejee nyumbani, maana tunakuhitaji siku ya kesho.
The installation of street lighting has been seen as a critical solution to the menace. Yusufar reporting for Lunchtime News.
A group calling itself Ambassadors of Arthritis Advocacy has concluded a multi-city bicycle ride across the country in a bid to raise awareness about arthritis. The ride that kicked off in Mombasa on Sunday and spanned through Ukambani, Nairobi, Nakuru, Eldoret, Kitale, Kakamega ending in Kisumu also aims to raise funds to put up a medical center in Kakamega County to deal with cases of arthritis. Statistics indicate that 1 in every 16 children in Kenya is affected by arthritis, within the western region being the most affected.
Kuna ways unaweza reduce the risk of kupata arthritis. First of all, ni kufanya exercises, especially exercises which are not too much on your joints, yeah? Kama walking, riding. That is why we have the riders to show physical activity, swimming, yeah, and then also you wanna watch your weight, you eat a healthy diet, yeah. But we can also, for those who have gotten it, also for the treatment, first and foremost, kuna madawa that can help to reduce the cause of that disease.
Already we are partnering with the county government of Uasin Gishu through the office of the governor, Koti Moja. And we are also partnering with our governor, Fernandez Barasa, under the Ministry of Health. Last year, when we had the right, we hosted even our CEC for Health, Dr. Wesonga. And we also partnering with the county government of Trans Nzoia, where we also partnering with the George Natembea as the governor of Trans Nzoia. And now we are extending our hand to Kisumu, that's Nyanza region.
Kujaribu kuelimisha jamii kwamba ugonjwa wa arthritis si uchawi. Ugonjwa wa arthritis ni ugonjwa kama ugonjwa zingine na inaweza tibika.
And on the international front, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the Israel-Gaza war is far from over. In his visit to Israel soldiers in Gaza, Netanyahu added that the remaining captives taken by Hamas during the October 7th attack on the southern Israel cannot be freed without military pressure. This as families of captives heckled him during an address of a parliament earlier on Monday.
Over 100 people were killed overnight in the Israeli airstrike on the Megazi camp, and some families are still trapped under the rubble. Palestinian authorities have reported that 250 people were killed in the waves of Israel bombardment over 24 hours on Christmas. The attacks have taken place in the Al Amal neighborhood in the southern city of Han Yunis, as well as the Burej and Nuseirat camps and Johor Adnik in central Gaza. An Israeli airstrike outside Syria killed a top Iranian military advisor, Saeed Razi Mousavi, on Monday. WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said Gaza's health system is under unbearable strain. As the war enters its 81-day, diplomatic ties have also been strained, with Israel saying it will not renew the visa of a United Nations staff member in the country and will also deny the visa request of another UN employee. Israel Foreign Minister Eli Cohen was on Monday quoted in a social media post saying they will stop working with those cooperating with Hamas. Michael Mondiga for Lunchtime News.
And that story by Michael Mandiga all the way from Israel, and in regards to the Israel-Gaza war, takes us to a first commercial break. It is just barely 24 minutes past the hour. We do have in store for you, including what's the latest on the world of sports. Don't go too far.
How are you, Kenyans? My name is John Jacob Curieth. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I bring you the 9 p.m. news on Wednesdays and Sundays. I also serve in the police quarters. I want to wish you the very best. Be careful on the roads. Make merry but carefully. God bless.
I'm an intelligent, talented, sophisticated woman. If any man wants to be with me, then he's gonna have to come and get me.
You're not gonna be there with me? I don't want to be on this sea.
That's somebody I want you to meet. This is Jake.
Hi.
He's a total surprise. The most important memories all seem to start at home with the people you love.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is one thing we can always count on: the power of compassion and generosity. Every day, families in Kenya face unimaginable challenges and hardships. They struggle to put food on the table, provide shelter for their loved ones, and access basic health care. But today, you have the power to make a difference. By just contributing 1 shilling and 50 cents from your airtime, your generosity can provide access to sanitary pads, nutritious food, clean water, education, and life-saving medical care to those who need it most. To support this cause, please tune in to your favorite radio station under the KBC umbrella for step-by-step instructions on how to subscribe. KBC Helping Hands. Together, we can make a difference and bring hope to those in need.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, Ghana's Black Stars will kick off their African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 preparation by assembling in Johannesburg next week. Now, Ghana has been drawn in a tricky Group B alongside the giants Egypt, Cape Verde and Mozambique.
The four-time champions will meet on December 31st to begin a 10-day camp in South Africa ahead of next month's finals in Côte d'Ivoire, the Ghana FA has announced. Ghana will play friendly against Botswana on January 8th before travelling to Abidjan 2 days later. Black Stars coach Chris Hutton confirmed training sessions at the Johannesburg camp will be closed to the media and public. Hutton's side has been drawn in a tricky Group B alongside giants Egypt, Cape Verde and Mozambique. Black Stars opened their campaign against Cape Verde on January 14th before taking on record 7-time AFCON winners Egypt on January 18th. The Black Stars of Ghana complete their group matches against Mozambique on January 22nd.
Now, 2024 is bound to be a reminiscent of the good old days as WRC Safari Rally Kenya returns to the Easter weekend holiday as the third round of the season. Now, the Safari Rally has been held in June in previous 3 editions, having made its comeback in 2021.
The WRC Safari Rally will be held on gravel from the March 28th to 31st next year. The 2024 World Rally Championship is primed for a thrilling season with 13 rounds scheduled to take place across Europe, Africa, South America and Asia. The championship will kick off with the iconic Rally Monte Carlo, a fixture that has been setting the pace since its inception in 1911 and will culminate the Rally Japan in November. After a thrilling 2023 season that saw Toyota Gazoo racing team Kale Rovanpera secure his second consecutive world title, the speedster will be up against veterans Sebastian Loeb, Sebastian Ogier, Elfyn Evans, Haute Tanak and Thierry Neuville, the most likely title contenders.
And given that it is in the midweek, there are English Premier League matches tonight. And of course, it will kickstart this afternoon at St. James Park with Newcastle set to take on Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth will be facing Fulham. Sheffield United will be hosting Luton Town. And of course, Burnley will be hosting Liverpool, who will be seeking to go on top of the table. And of course, Manchester United will be welcoming the informed Aston Villa at Old Trafford. That marks the end of our bulletin this lovely afternoon. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. My co-anchor is Lensa Odingo. Have a good one.
Rodrigo came back here. Daddy saw him with Lucia. I think he hit him and they had to take him to the hospital in an ambulance.
Look, I know that what Rodrigo did to your daughter has no excuse and is unforgivable, but this is a lot worse.